Welcome to the 135th edition of Spooky Reviews from Spooky Ventures. We're heading towards H.P. Lovecraft's birthday on August 20th, and in honor of that, I'm going to be doing some Lovecraft movie reviews for a few weeks. I'm starting with the Blu-ray release of Lurking Fear. Obviously, the movie is based on H.P. Lovecraft's tale, The Lurking Fear. This is a loose adaptation, but it gets a lot of the core story represented well enough that I think it really does function pretty well as an adaptation. Well, let me rephrase that a bit. The actual core story is largely gone, but the basics of the terror and horrors of that story remain. There are some other details that are kept too, like a monster hunter and blowing up the monster's nest. Of course, the creatures living underground is another aspect of Lovecraft's tale that remains. So with those things intact, I'd say that the story gets a good representation here. They take liberties beyond that. Maybe that's not the right way to put it. They create a different framing story with several groups of people, all with different motivations, that gather in a church in a graveyard and face the threat of the lurking fear. There are so many adaptations of Lovecraft, and the vast majority take some pretty wide liberties. I'd say this is more faithful than a lot of them are. While the monsters are a danger, the characters themselves often collide in ways that make them a threat to one another. This movie was done by Full Moon, and I've made it clear in a number of reviews that I'm a big fan of Full Moon. It also features Jeffrey Combs, who I have always liked. His performance here is great, too. So those two things worked really well for me. It's somewhat obvious that this is not a huge budget project, but the more low-budget aspect actually sort of serves it well. The creature makeup is very creepy and effective. Overall, I think this is a solid adaptation of a very creepy story. It's not perfect, but few films are. I think it does the story justice. There are a few bonus features here, but the one I liked the most was the Video Zone segment showing behind-the-scenes stuff from the making of this movie. Spooky Ventures is the home for spooky content and spooky merchandise on the web. Check it out today at spookyventures.com. And remember, always keep it spooky.